Hi, I'm Ross Benjamin reporting for the Offshore Gaming Association. That's OSGA.com, your #1 source for information on the offshore sportsbook industry. That's OSGA.com. It's time for another edition of my college basketball underdog picks. These picks come on games being played on Saturday, February 23rd. And keep in mind, folks, I'm currently taping on Friday evening, the 22nd of February at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So depending on when you view this video, these lines are subject to change. I have 3 picks in store. Let's get right to these games. The first one comes in the SEC as the Auburn Tigers travel to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time start. Currently, as we speak, the Auburn Tigers are a 7-point underdog across the board. Kentucky is coming off a win earlier this week at Missouri, winning by 8 points. Remember, this is the same Kentucky team last week at home, last Saturday actually at home, that lambasted then number 1 Tennessee. And then they went to Missouri, jumped out to an 18-point halftime lead. Unimpressive second half, outscored by 10. They win by 8, but they fail to cover as an 11-point road favorite. So we'll see how they bounce back in this game. I'm going to say that Auburn's going to give them all they can handle because this is an Auburn Tigers team. The first time they played Kentucky at home, they were edged 82-80. In that game, Kentucky's Reed Travis, the 6'8 forward, scored 17 points and hauled down 7 rebounds. He was an integral part of that win. Well, Travis will be out 2 weeks with an injured knee as he suffered that injury in the win over Missouri. He's averaging over 11 points per game, over 6 rebounds per game. So that certainly will affect Kentucky's depth. On the other hand, this is a Auburn team that's gone 5-1, Auburn program, I should say, that's gone 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 trips to Rupp Arena. And they've played very good defense over the last 5 games. During that course of time, Auburn has held their opponents to 62.8 points per contest and 37.6% shooting. Then you add in the fact they've shot the ball well from 3-point range as they've converted 37.7% of their 3-point shots in their last 5 games. You combine that defensive prowess with the great equalizer in college basketball for an underdog, the ability to knock down the 3, and I really like this Auburn team. This is an NCAA caliber team. I really like them to stay inside the number here. I'm going to take the Auburn Tigers plus 7.5 at Kentucky. Next game, we're going to go to the MAC. The Miami of Ohio Red Hawks travel to Akron, Ohio to take on the Zips. 2 p.m. Eastern Time tip-off. Currently at Bookmaker, Miami of Ohio is listed as a 5.5-point road underdog. This is an Akron team that's played very good defense all season long, but has struggled at times on the offensive end of the floor, and that's especially been apparent over the last 5 games. Through those 5 contests, Akron, has just averaged 63.8 points per game and 37.3% shooting from the field. Not very good at all. They're 1-4 in their last 5 games, including losing their last 3. And also keep in mind, this is an Akron team that's gone a dismal 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games as a favorite. As a matter of fact, in their last 12 games as a favorite, they're 2-10 against the spread. So taking Akron as a favorite hasn't been a profitable play, to say the least. And this is a Miami of Ohio team, on the other hand. They've gone 6-0-1 against the spread in their last 7 games as an underdog. Not only have they not lost against the spread, they won 5 of those 7 games as an underdog outright. And Miami is coming off a 68-61 win at home against Akron. The first time these teams met, and the Red Hawks out-rebounded the Zips in that game, 41-29. Miami of Ohio, with that win, has now defeated Akron 4 consecutive times. Wouldn't be shocked to see 5 consecutive times here on Saturday, but I'll take the points as an additional bonus. Miami of Ohio plus 5.5 over Akron. Finally, my last game, the Florida State Seminoles, the red-hot Florida State Seminoles, take on the North Carolina Tar Heels, a battle of two ranked teams in the college basketball AP poll. As a matter of fact, Florida State number 16, North Carolina currently at number 9. 5 Dimes is showing Florida State as a sizable 7.5-point underdog on the road at Chapel Hill. North Carolina is coming off a huge win earlier this week in which they beat Duke by a double-digit margin, I should say. Now, keep in mind, Zion Williamson got hurt in the first 30 seconds of that game, the star from Duke. However, North Carolina was clearly the better team all night long. They most likely wouldn't have won by a double-digit margin, but they certainly would have covered the 9-point underdog point spread, and they, in my opinion, still would have won the game outright. Now, another point to be made here, Florida State, after getting off to a 1-4 start in ACC play, they have won 8 straight games in a row, and that includes going 4-0 straight up and ATS on the road, and they won those 4 road games by a substantial 16.3 points per game. As I alluded to, North Carolina off that huge win against Duke, it's only human nature to some degree they're going to be in for a mental letdown. Just depends on how much, but this Florida State team is one of the only teams in the country that could really rebound with North Carolina. They match up size and athleticism, and I just like Florida State here to stay within this number. Again, I would not be shocked to see an outright upset, especially with North Carolina coming off that big win against Duke and Florida State being red hot. But I'd be foolish not to take the generous 7.5 points in this contest. Florida State plus the 7.5 at North Carolina. Repeating again my 3 selections: Auburn plus 7.5 at Kentucky, Miami of Ohio plus 5.5 at Akron, and the Florida State Seminoles plus 7.5 at North Carolina. Be sure to visit my website. That's rbwins.com. That's rbwins.com, where you can get all the games I personally wager on myself, and those are the games I put the most money on and I release later as opposed to these videos. Not that we haven't done well with the videos. 2-1 earlier this week with our college basketball underdogs. So college basketball 10-star top plays, by the way, that's my highest rated selections. How about 26-10 with my last 36? That's 72%. College basketball picks overall 61-43. That's 59% over my last 104. If you don't think that's good, folks, be honest with yourself. Write all your picks down that you make every day and tell me the next time you go 59% with your last 104 picks in college basketball. And if you do, I applaud you. Congratulations. Anyway, rbwins.com. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.